Hi Virgo, welcome to the Winds of Jupiter April 2018 Tarot reading. Now I'd like to thank Christian Kaiser for that amazing nature video that he called How Wolves Change Rivers. Now you have a very diverse reading, let's put it that way. Because last month you received the Tower for the overall energy. And I don't really believe in coincidences, but I did 2 private readings, one for Virgo and one for Aries this last month. And this is rather similar, but the cards are similar, but the theme is different. Now the rune that you received is Lagos, which means water. It's the depth of emotions and undercover and hidden things coming to the surface. It's about power of water, the fluidity of going with the flow. I think there's been a lot of emotions rolling around in a lot of Virgos. Now, if this doesn't apply to your life, then go over to your moon or rising sign and check out that reading. Now, the overall energy card for your reading is the 8 of Cups. It means that something's been out of balance and needs to be put back into balance in your life. Maybe there's been some grief or some isolation, some kind of feelings of something that's missing in your life. You're kind of in the doldrums, waiting for a zephyr of air to rejuvenate you. But this really isn't a negative card because it's saying that it's really time to move on, move away from something, and in essence, it's freeing you and you're being released. Now, 8 is the number of authority and responsibility. And it's really up to you to make this decision to move on. But it's also the number of energy transmutation, so you're going to be changing energy from one form to another when you make this change. And the card next door to the 8 of Cups is a Menciati card that I put together, a deck of 29 Menciati cards that can go with any tarot deck that have virtues, all 12 zodiac signs, the senses, the elements, as well as infinity, ether, and here chaos, because you received chaos. And last month you received the Tower. Now it's saying here changes are coming. There's some confusion because you're walking away from something, moving away from it maybe is better to say. There'll be some disorder that's going into order. Because once something is in complete disarray, the only thing it can do is go back into order. There's going to be some unpredictable things that are going to be coming up, the unexpected. And this is going to require you to moderate your emotions. This whole reading is about moving on from things and starting over in some respects. Now the cards on the left, for what you know, you receive the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Well, the Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. It signifies victory. It signifies that it was a hard road to get to where you're at now. And the couple cards that have showed up here is saying that already. This Ace of Swords has showed up, I think, about 5, 6 different readings in April here for all the zodiac signs. So I think a lot of people are feeling the same energy, where you're going to have a cutting edge potential new beginning if you accept it. I think some people just don't want to change, and you might not accept this new beginning. But you should use the sword for what it's worth and cut to the crap and get to the heart of the matter and find some truths. Because that's what this card is all about. And the Queen of Pentacles is a pragmatist. She's the one that's down to earth, has her feet on the ground, and is telling you to get a grip and come into reality. And deal with what is, not what should be or could be, or what had been. Now the cards in the center for what is or can be yours, remember this isn't actually a reality right now. You can choose this, but you received not one but two Ten of Swords. This is saying that you're burnt out. It's saying that maybe you should just cut your losses and walk away from a few things. Look at some emotional truths. Face some of your greatest fears. You know, you have to understand now what's holding you back. But the redeeming feature of these two 10 cards is that this is an indication of endings and new beginnings. And then you receive the Lover's card. This is saying that you're going to be distracted for some different new emotional feelings, diverse feelings. Some pleasure, desire, love, curiosity. You're going to be moving on if you allow yourself. This Lover's card is about choices. You know, if I make this choice, therefore I can't get that. If I make that choice, therefore I can't get this. Don't underestimate the value of making a choice and overestimate the value of making an impulsive choice. There might be some closures in your love affairs, friendships, maybe some disagreements with your family and co-workers. Whatever it is now, you're walking away and looking for some new passions. And the Lover's card doesn't necessarily mean love. It can be that you fell in love with something else, a piece of property, a home that you live in, just even a small trinket that has a lot of value to you. Because you're going to be reviewing your values now. Morals and value. What values to you? What matters to you? What is mind over matter? Because here we have two Ten of Swords, and Swords is about mind, intellect, communication. It's also about mind over matter and what does matter to you. Now the cards next door to the Lover's card, it's the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Now this is your self and self-awareness category. And the Knight of Pentacles is indicating that it's time to slow down a little bit. Maybe rethink some things. You've accumulated some things over time, and now maybe it's to review their value in your life. And now, strangely enough, you've received the Two of Cups, the minor arcana version of the Lover's card. So it's saying now, if you're accepting Mr. Phelps from Mission Impossible, if you're accepting the new challenge of the Ace of Swords, it's saying now with the Knight of Pentacles with the Two of Cups is to say, slow down. Know what you're doing here when you have this new second chance with love, emotions, and intimacy, pleasure and desire. Now your future cards are right down the line again of starting over and indicating and connecting with your emotions, because you have the Queen of Cups, the World card, the Tower card, and the Justice card. So 3 out of 4 cards are major arcana cards. The Queen of Cups is about the nurturing of love and your emotions, finding some balance in them, using your intuition to find yourself and to balance your emotions. Because the World card there is saying you're coming to the end of a cycle of some sort. You're graduating. You've learned some lessons here. Back there at the two Ten of Swords, somewhere you learned a lesson that you don't want to do it again. And if you didn't walk away with this Eight of Cups, you're learning a lesson again. But you're coming to the end of it. But now here, ironically, you have the Tower card, which is saying that there's going to be a change in circumstances, and maybe it'll be just your perspective of life. Now, the Justice card is there to put things back into balance, that we're out of balance, because the Eight of Cups is indicating that from the very beginning. Now, this can indicate that there's some type of legal matters going on, contracts, agreements, but whatever it is, the Justice card wants balance. It wants you to put that Chaos card and the Tower card in perspective, because you're coming to the end of the road. Last month you received the Tower card and the overall energy. Now you have Chaos for the overall energy, but now you have the Tower card in the future, along with the World card that's saying you're coming to the end of this change. And it's going to be a very dramatic and radical change. It might not be that you can see any change. It's all going to be inside of you. That's where the change is coming from. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.